The Godcast. Going to a world that is dying is perfect salvation to tell. Here's your host, Josh Fritz.
Welcome to this edition of The Godcast with Josh Fritz. Thank you for watching. How to overcome a man dating Maxine. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Well, we have to be careful here on this platform, so I think you understand what I'm trying to say. I just want to play with you some clips that I want you to hear. Now, mind you, wherever you stand on these, on where a man dating Maxine, wherever you stand on that, let me say it from the outset that we as men, and women too, have to make our own decisions. And here at the Godcast, I respect those decisions. However, I don't agree with somebody telling me how to date somebody named Maxine. Let the reader understand what I'm trying to say. Obviously, if you're reading into the title, thank you. Let me play you some clips. Hopefully, I don't get banned for this, but we'll see.
Any specific measures in each of those actions you can read more about in whitehouse.gov. Whitehouse.gov. The measures, these are going to take time to have full impact. But if we implement them, I believe, and the scientists indicate, that the months ahead we can reduce the number of unvaccinated Americans, decrease hospitalizations and deaths, and allow our children to go to school safely and keep our economy strong by keeping businesses open. First, we must increase vaccinations among the unvaccinated with new vaccination requirements. With nearly 80
requirements. Now, if you're going to require a man to date Maxine, how are you going to make him do that?
million eligible Americans who have not gotten vaccinated. Many said they were waiting for approval from the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA.
Okay.
Well, last month, the FDA granted that approval. So, the time for waiting is over. This summer, we made progress through the combination of vaccine requirements and incentives, as well as the FDA approval.
Yeah, let's throw you a couple $100 so you can go date a man date a man Maxine, right? Let's throw you into the lottery too. Yeah.
4 million more people got their first shot in August than they did in July. But we need to do more. This is not about freedom or personal choice.
It's not about freedom. It's not about personal choice. What's next? That's my question. What's next, right? If it's just this, and we all know what we're talking about here, I don't have to get into it. If it's just this, what's next? How more serious does it get? Now, I don't want to make you feel afraid or make you feel upset, but what's next? Honestly, there is going to be some resistance here, and the resistance needs to be peaceful, needs to be demonstrative of what peaceful resistance would be like, in the vein of Martin Luther King Jr., nonviolence. And there's going to be a lot of things happening as far as stepping up and resisting these, a man dating Maxine. It's going to be more than that. So let's see what else he has to say. So he says here it's not about freedom. It's not about personal choice. Well, the whole mantra of those that believe in certain things where they say it's their body, their choice, and you use that language that they use, those people that believe in those things, I don't want to say what it is, but you know what I'm talking about. And in this case, no, that's not the case. Requirements is the word being used. Interesting choice.
It's about protecting yourself and those around you. the people you work with, the people you care about, the people you love. My job as president is to...
See, notice the change in his voice. He's trying to appeal and reason as he states his case, and then he just sharpens his tone right there.
To protect all Americans. So tonight, I'm announcing that the Department of Labor is developing an emergency rule.
All right, this emergency rule, of which this is a month ago that he said this, as of today is the 5th, I want to say. 5th of November, 5th, I think it's November 5th. I want to be right here. And no, well, by the time this video drops, it'll be November 5th. 2 months. In 2 months, so in 60 days, this will be implemented. Things have to have been in place by that time, where you'll start to see if this goes through and is allowed, because obviously there's going to be litigations going on. If this goes through, you will have a massive disruption to everything regarding how we work, operate, and people will be possibly out of their jobs. And does this hit home? Of course it hits home, but I want to share with you what he's going to say here, and then I have an answer. Well, not really I have an answer, but God has an answer to how we should approach a situation as such, right? Should we make other people feel uncomfortable and to come alongside our position that we stand? No. There should be a freedom of choice here where somebody stands on this. Now, if somebody feels like they need to do this, where they need to adhere or listen to or agree with a man dating a Maxine, and they want to go and do that, go on right ahead. Now, if you're taking me literally here, please understand, don't. In that regard.
To require all employers with 100 or more employees that together employ over 80 million workers to ensure their workforces are fully vaccinated.
Look how he accentuated on his teeth there. You saw his pearly whites as he made his point. To me, that sounds authoritarian and like a dictator and not a president. And that, it concerns me, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised in the least bit. It's made for who these people are. They want to control your life, and there's only one person who controls my life, and that's the Lord Jesus Christ. We'll play a little bit more what he has to say, and then we'll cut out of this.
Or show a negative test at least once a week. Some of the biggest companies are already requiring this. United Airlines, Disney, Tyson's Food, and even Fox News. The bottom line, we're going to protect vaccinated workers from unvaccinated coworkers. We're going to reduce the spread of COVID.
Segregation, dividing, already, right there.
COVID-19 by increasing the share of the workforce that is vaccinated in businesses all across America. My plan will extend the vaccination requirements that I previously issued in the healthcare field. Already, I've announced we'll be requiring vaccinations at all nursing home workers who treat patients on Medicare and Medicaid because I have that federal authority. Tonight, I'm using that same authority to expand that to cover those who work in hospitals, home health care facilities, or other medical facilities. A total of 17 million healthcare workers. If you're seeking care at a health facility, you should be able to know that the people treating you are vaccinated. Simple, straightforward, period. Next, I will sign an executive order that will now require all executive branch federal employees to be vaccinated.
Okay, we know about that. They did that last month. And you've seen some people exiting their jobs because they refuse to have a mandate Maxine. So, what's the answer to all this, right? Well, first things first, there's freedom. There should be somebody who's willing to do this, that they should be able to. And there's also freedom from those who don't want to do this should be able to. Period. No no way in discussing this. Somebody doesn't want to do this, they shouldn't have to. And if somebody wants to do it, they shouldn't be stopped from doing it. It's all about freedom of choice, freedom to believe. The First Amendment here is under attack. So, what's the answer, right? Well, you need to know where I stand, right? You want to know where I stand on this? I stand where you should have a decision to make, right? It shouldn't be left up to other people to decide what you do. So, the answer is found from David in Psalm 37. Now, this psalm I've heard so many times, even preached from the pulpit so many times, and it's a good thing because it's fresh in my mind. It doesn't go away. And this is the psalm that'll calm you down, that'll set you at ease, and understand that it'll just set the bar in your heart at such a place where you will not be affected by anything, by anyone, what they say. If you let them. No, if you let them, then that's one thing. Then you're not trusting. You're not trusting in what God has said. However, to those that feel like they need this, they need to be a man dating Maxine. Be a man. Go date Maxine. Go and do what you have to do. However, if you don't want to be that way, if you don't want to be a man dating Maxine, you don't have to be. That's the idea. There's freedom here. I stand with that. That's where I stand. However, if you are being oppressed or you're being pushed into or made to do something that is against your conscience, read this psalm. You'll be encouraged. And I'm going to read it to you, and by the time I'm done reading, this video will probably be over. Okay, so let's read it together. Psalm 37, English Standard Version, ESV. Fret not yourself because of evildoers. Be not envious of wrongdoers, for they will soon fade like the grass and wither like the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and befriend faithfulness. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him, and he will act. He will bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your justice as the noonday. Be still before the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself over the one who prospers in his way, over the man who carries out evil devices. Refrain from anger, and forsake wrath. Fret not yourself, it tends only to evil. For the evildoers shall be cut off, but those who wait for the Lord shall inherit the land. In just a little while the wicked will be no more. Though you carefully look at his place, he will not be there. But the meek shall inherit the land and delight themselves in abundant peace. The wicked plots against the righteous and gnashes his teeth at him. But the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he sees that his day is coming. The wicked draw the sword and bend their bows. Bows? I'm going to say bend their bows. To bring down the poor and needy, to slay those whose way is upright. Their sword shall enter their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. Better is the little that the righteous has than the abundance of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholds the righteous. The Lord knows the days of the blameless, and their heritage will remain forever. They are not put to shame in evil times. In the days of famine they have abundance. But the wicked will perish. The enemies of the Lord are like the glory of the pastures. They vanish like smoke, they vanish away. The wicked borrows but does not pay back, but the righteous is generous and gives. For those blessed by the Lord shall inherit the land, but those cursed by him shall be cut off. The steps of a man are established by the Lord, when he delights in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be cast headlong, for the Lord upholds his hand. I have been young and now am old, yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken, or his children begging for bread. He is ever lending generously, and his children become a blessing. Turn away from evil and do good. So shall you dwell forever. For the Lord loves justice. He will not forsake his saints. They are preserved forever. But the children of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell upon it forever. The mouth of the righteous utters wisdom, and his tongue speaks justice. The law of his God is in his heart. His steps do not slip. The wicked watches for the righteous and seeks to put him to death. The Lord will not abandon him to his power or let him be condemned when he is brought to trial. Wait for the Lord and keep his way, and he will exalt you to inherit the land. You will look on when the wicked are cut off. I have seen a wicked, ruthless man, spreading himself like a green laurel tree. But he passed away, and behold, he was no more. Though I sought him, he could not be found. Mark the blameless and behold the upright, for there is a future for the man of peace. But transgressors shall all be altogether destroyed. The future of the wicked shall be cut off. The salvation of the righteous is from the Lord. He is their stronghold in the time of trouble. That's a verse to take home. The Lord helps them and delivers them. He delivers them from the wicked and saves them, because they take refuge in him. I highly recommend that you read that psalm over and over and over again. Get it in your heart, get it in your mind. God's got this. Have no fear. Have no fear. Trust the Lord. Do well. Keep your life right before God. And I'm talking to Christians here, believers. Don't fear. Whatever you do, do it all to the honor and glory of God through our Lord Jesus Christ. So, with that, God bless you guys. That's my take here on a man dating Maxine. Let the reader understand the title and know what I'm getting at. I hope you like and share this content. Share it, please. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. I lost about 20 of you. I don't know where you guys went, but I lost you guys. Little dip in the subscribership. If you are interested in supporting this ministry on Patreon, by all means, feel free to do so. But first and foremost, support your local church. A lot more coming down the pipeline. If you go into the BibleThumpingWingnut.com, you'll find more podcasts coming down in the next couple of days, weeks. I've put up Sunday school series that I'm doing in Ephesians. I'm tag teaming, teaching, if you want to say it that way, with a brother at the church. And I got a couple weeks off, so I'm getting that all set up. And then the Builders Summit is coming up next week. Bible Thumping Wingnut is hosting the Builders Summit in the Pocono Mountains next, not this week, but this coming week from today, in November 12th, 13th, and 14th. That's Friday, Saturday, and the Lord's Day, Sunday. There will be a few speakers there speaking and encouraging men. Go to buildersummit.org to register. There are still some slots available as far as I know. Sunday is the deadline to join. So please check that out if you are interested and you are local to Pennsylvania, or if you have a way to get there. By all means, go to buildersummit.org. With that, this is Josh Fritz of the Godcast. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, mash the bell, share all this content. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys here next time on the Godcast. Have a great night. God bless.